DJ Dub, welcome in. Sorry about that. I one up, tip one back. Went with Curious earlier. This is Chicago Runs. It stupefied both of us. But then again, we just hadn't smoked. And the last time we smoked, it wasn't my internet. Just too powerful for my computer, I guess. Last time we smoked that farm to table shit. That's what Sporkles called it. Because we didn't think it was the real thing. We thought it was like the THCA or something. I thought Sparkles stopped on the wrong side of the state, and she's like, no, that's your old pot dealer. He sent that. I was like, oh, we're just spoiled with the really good shit from the dispensary. So the OG stuff, which he did, like, he sold it to me for like $100 an ounce. I think that's that it wasn't like brick weed, because that's the price I used to pay for brick weed back in the day. Julie, welcome in. Like in 2000, 2001, if I wanted an ounce of like, you call it brick weed because it was like literally a fucking brick. It just swag. We would smoke blunts of that because, you know, I didn't know what real weed was like until I got to college. We didn't have the good shit back home. After, like, in the mid-2000s, it started getting better. It started getting better everywhere. But, like, his shit was, like, homegrown. He was growing it himself. So it's, like, straight $100 profit every time apparently he grew a lot. Because I smoke a lot. So it was, like, straight profit that he's making every time he's selling me an ounce for $100. He started selling me quarter pounds for like $2.50 or something. Like, hell yeah. Well, I ain't seen brickweed in a hell of a long time. I don't know if it's still... Oh, I do know it's still around. Well, at least it was about 10 years ago. When I moved to Alabama, I had met up... The Craigslist was still a thing. And I had met up with this girl. I was trying to remember what her name was on the cams. And, because, like, she did, you know, sex work. And she was... Because I made her cry one time. We got together multiple times because, like, I was so attracted to this woman. But she was like in what you would call it seems racist if I say it. The public housing in Huntsville, and it kind of, because it's Huntsville, it's kind of fucking segregated. Like, she's like the very first person I met when I first... And I'm like talking the first week I'm there trying to find some weed. She's like the first person I met. And I go to her house, and the fire alarm is just... It's like the battery's low on it, and it keeps beeping, and it's driving me fucking nuts. And, like, I'm so... Like, I met up with her on, you know, like a casual sex thing. But apparently, like, she had some dude that she was also fucking still in love with. It's a whole big thing. But she, like, asked me how much I want. And I'm like, well, how much is it? She was, how much is it? Like, I'm like, how much will $80 get me? And she's like, and she comes back and it's probably an ounce. It's a fucking shit ton of, like, brickweed. I ain't seen it in years. And I'm like, oh. It was like, this is wild. $80 got me a shit ton. And then the next person I met, and this is also on a casual sex thing. It, like his woman wanted me to come over and they were on Molly and it was a whole thing. But he ended up, he sold weed. And he ran like a business, he would come and repair your windshield and shit. He had all the tools and everything, and he took credit cards because of it. So it was awesome. You could do debit card, credit card, and he delivered because he could just do it in between jobs and shit. It was awesome. So, but that's the best goddamn weed I've ever smoked in my life. And I have no idea, maybe he grew it himself. I don't fucking know. I've never found any, even at dispensaries, I have never found anything that comes anywhere close. And I hooked up with two different women, and that didn't, they casually smoked. And before they smoked with me, I'm like, be careful. I'm a stoner, and this is the best goddamn weed I've ever... And it was expensive. It was like $125 a quarter. And there weren't price breaks, but it was fucking worth it. So I don't know what so it's one of those... I've never smoked anything like it in my life. Two different women accused me of lacing it with something. And I warned both of them. I'm like, I'm a stoner. This is the best goddamn weed I've ever smoked. I'm not kidding you. Be very careful with it. And they both accused me of lacing it. And I'm like, no, I told you this is the best goddamn weed I've ever smoked in my life. It was insanely expensive, but it was worth it. Dude's name was Justin, too. And I fucked his wife. Fun times. Oh, anyway, it's not fun times. It's not fun times in the world. We're going to go to... This is outside. It's in Camarillo. It is outside of Los Angeles. News crews being hit with less than lethal munitions during an ice raid, covering an ice raid.
Active scene here in Camarillo. Let's get right to Chris Christie, live at Air 7. Chris, how's it looking right now?
Mark and Colleen, you're taking
Camarillo.
Laguna Road here.
I'm sorry, Julie.
Camarillo, where you can see a bit of a standoff here, a skirmish line between ICE officials.
There's a man in a wheelchair.
Facing off with protesters at the Glass House marijuana farm here in Camarillo after a major raid took place earlier this afternoon. It happened about 3.5 hours ago, just wrapped up in the last...
Flash, love you, buddy. Welcome back.
Right there next to that building. We've seen a number of U.S. Marshals buses.
But this ain't fun.
And heading down the 101 freeway. It was a major raid, as you mentioned, and now a major confrontation as they encounter these protesters who have showed up to protest this immigration operation. We have seen two major skirmish lines separating two sets of protesters. At times, there have been smoke grenades deployed right here along Laguna Road, and a lot of screaming and yelling, and even a couple of arrests.
I like Sun Soul, but I've never, I've popped in there and joked around with him. I don't know deep down what his views are or anything.
Chris Christie, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Chris, thank you.
But overall, Sun Soul and I are friends.
You're looking looking at brand new video of tear gas being fired into the crowd of demonstrators. At one point, one of the protesters was detained after the tear gas was deployed. Several people
Ducky, welcome in.
Back at
you fuck these motherfuckers.
Eyewitness News reporter Leo Stomworth was caught in the middle of the chaos.
I was coming out of the grocery store with
the very latest.
Curiouser. She was buying some cones.
Hey, my friend, we're at Laguna Road and Wood near Camarillo. We are far removed from where the chaos was just less than an hour
And
ago.
I was talking like
tear gas canisters.
She asked me if I had any ice, and I was like, well, it's only bong ice.
Started being deployed.
I wouldn't put it in my drink.
By less than lethal rounds. And he's got
and she's like, don't smoke ice. And I was like, well, if you encounter ice agents, do smoke them. That's a...
Here's more.
Sorry, that was a tortured way to get to that joke.
The lethal rounds causing protesters to scramble back. My Eyewitness News photographer and I in the middle of the panicked crowd rushing away. We're going
to be taking this live. This is still going on.
And startled like everyone else, terrified of getting hit by a less than lethal round or overwhelmed by tear gas clogging the throat. Hurry up. Right now they're popping off tear gas canisters and folks are just running like crazy and it's just chaos out here. I'm gonna have to get out of the way, folks. All right.
We were speaking our minds like we can as U.S. citizens. We have tear gas.
Oregon gal, welcome in.
I got hit with the paintball.
Well, it was an ice tray that was here before I got here, and it kind of looks a little funky.
Freedom of action, freedom of the press. This is what
so I ain't putting it in my drink.
People,
I think Curiouser watched it. I didn't watch it.
They are the evil.
They started throwing.
I'm sorry to talk over this.
That is for no reason.
I'm really. This is fucking important.
The crowd, it was absolutely chaotic. Here's more. Federal agents popped off tear gas and less than lethal rounds, causing protesters to scramble back. My Eyewitness News photographer and I in the middle of the panicked crowd rushing away. We got caught in the mayhem. And startled like everyone else, terrified of getting hit by a less than lethal round or overwhelmed by tear gas clogging the throat. Hurry up.
And notice how all the violence is coming from the state, not the protesters.
Folks are just running like crazy, and it's just chaos out here. I'm going to have to get out of the way, folks. All right.
Ooh, bitch.
Like we can as
get out the way.
We have tear gas being pepper-based pump. I got hit with the paintball. This is not okay. We are expressing our First Amendment right, which is freedom of speech, freedom of action, freedom of the press. This is what we need to be doing as a people coming together against them, a tyranny. They are the evil.
They started throwing tear gas. They started shooting at us for no reason.
Shooting what, the rubber bullets?
Yes, the rubber bullets for no reason. We were just standing there, and all of a sudden they started shooting and throwing rubber bullets at us, tear gas. And it's been a few times with us just standing there.
Here, some people have needed treatment from paramedics.
Yes, and paramedics, fire department.
How do you feel about what's going on here today?
This is really sad to know.
Fuck you, pigs.
Right now, when supposedly it was supposed to change. We had slavery back in the days. We don't. This is insane, you know.
They've gassed us. They did. They've gassed us about 3 times now. And so we've just we're kind of a little bit leery and just wanting to run.
And here at Laguna and Wood, this is where some of the protesters have staged their protest right now after running away.
Flash, I would absolutely take a job which, like, Vice doesn't exist anymore. Like, the kind of people that go and in bed with cartel members or go on the front lines of ISIS. I'd totally do that. I am such a coward, but, like, I'm scared of heights. But when I was doing photography for news, one time I climbed the fuck up and got my shot because I was that determined. That was my dream job when I was, like, you know, I'm in college in 2013 as a broadcast student. I wanted to go work for Vice. That's where let's go to North Korea and shit. Like, I love it. I ate that shit up. Like, that, mwah, what an amazing show during that time. And then I used to watch it when, like, they got the full-time the news report on HBO and not just the show. Which CNN, if it like we've watched them on the stream a couple of times. We don't watch a lot of CNN. They picked up 2 or 3 of Vice's journalists, and they've done all the really good pieces we watched from CNN have been the Vice journalists. So bravo, good job CNN on that.
From all the chaos near where the federal agents are, about a half-mile down the road from us, and you can see right now they're blocking a military vehicle from coming through here. So again, this is where they're staging right now, and more of them are showing up in this area as this situation continues. Live here near Camarillo, Leo Starworth, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. I'll send it back to you.
Certainly a difficult situation, Leo. Thank you. We want you to see this video as well from Air 7 minutes ago. We saw a line of people led away from the Glass House Farms by federal agents. Before that, Air 7 spotted dozens of people lined up outside one of the farm's facilities, several federal agents standing in front of them. And then a little while later, several people were seen sitting under a semi-trailer with agents around them.
Wow.
Still not clear if this was in fact a confirmed immigration operation, but we did see at least one U.S. Marshal bus on the property right there in the video, as well as several unmarked vans.
That's what's going on right now. They got buses.
2:30 this afternoon.
And we spoke.
They look to be leaving the site. We're going to take it live here in a second.
She explained.
I've got some other stories from earlier in the
at
day.
these agricultural sites can have a far-reaching impact.
That we are in serious trouble. The farm working community, agricultural workforce was already struggling. They've already been struggling to get workers out on the field. And now with these additional tactics being utilized by the federal government, unfortunately, somebody's going to have to pay the price. And I think that may be us. And that will also be the agricultural growers whose food may rot. I mean, who's going to be picking your fruit and your veggies? And sadly, now every time that we sit down to eat, I want people to remember that it is being harvested under real serious conditions of trauma and terror.
She said back in June there was an immigration raid where more than 40 farm workers were taken, but this is the first time she has seen tear gas being deployed during these raids in Ventura County.
Well, Flash, I thought about it. Why don't we sign up? I'll do it on stream. It'll be really funny. Let's sign up to Work for ICE and go in and be saboteurs. Do you want to? Let's do it. Once again, it'd be good press for the show. This is live right now. Protesters still facing off with ICE agents. There have been several buses that have left the area. Once again, this is live. You see the protesters. This looks like a tense situation right now. Still facing off with, are these ICE agents or are these the National Guard that were sent in to protect ICE agents? This is in Camarillo, I do believe, a little ways outside of Los Angeles. This is live. This is live. My lord, I'm doing my best. I'm daring them to put me in alligator Alcatraz. Come on, I dare you. You fucking fascists. But also, it would be good press for the show. Like, there is selfish ulterior motive, but also it's using my white privilege. I am a citizen. There's no question about it. I need to go to the Social Security office and get my Social Security card. That's the one thing I don't have. I need a copy of my Social Security card. So I should probably get all my shit in order before I start antagonizing this actually fascist fucking government. But if they lock me up, I know the legal system too. Like I've been going to court, not as and a couple times as a defendant, but most of the time as a news reporter. I've spent hours upon hours upon hours in courtrooms. Shelly, welcome in. I had that story, but I think that's the night I blew up about Hassan and rated Hassan. I played it for Curiouser. And she thought that was hilarious. And I'm like, yeah, like if you're watching that and you know me, then it's fucking funny. But if you don't know me, that's not a good representation. Like I look kind of like just an all-out hater and a crybaby. I like the clip I put of Hassan in there. It has been watched a lot, but not liked. People have not went and given it a like. So, oh my God. What in the... What is going on here? This is in Camarillo. I don't know how far outside of LA it is. Let me see if I can get us in like ABC 7 or something that has commentary that can tell us what's going on. This is the Associated Press. Fox Live does not have it. It seems like everybody is watching the ABC or the AP. I don't see ABC on. Let me see if I can. Go to their website, see we got a live stream. They're on a commercial break right now. Do you think they attacked an agent? They think he's a narc? What is he doing? War Machine. Well, you're the one with the calipers. I had to make the calipers into an emote. He's getting in his car and leaving. He ain't happy about it. He wasn't masked. Maybe he was some right-wing influencer or something. And they kicked his ass. That would be hilarious. Good job on the AP helicopter. It was a Volvo, wasn't it? Their news been doing crazy shit. I got plenty of news for you. Ain't no right-wing influencer driving a Volvo. Wannabe. I'm gonna fuck it up, but I'm gonna try my best. Societolo. There's something happening here. That's an excellent fucking song. to accompany the things that we're seeing. You better stop. Hey, what's... Uh-oh. They're getting in some kind of formation. Rhinos! This is a marijuana farm in Camarillo, outside of LA. I don't know how... like, if you're close... I'm sorry if I'm getting the area wrong. Everything in California is outside of LA, technically. But I think it's the LA news stations have been covering it. It's not like we're in the San Francisco news stations. Smokey, lay down or go somewhere. Oh God, I'm sorry you're in jail. Welcome back out. I've been there. As I said, I've been to court so many times. Most of the time not as a defendant, but sometimes. I went and fought a credit card company one time and won. That was awesome. If you just go and fight the credit, like if they're suing you, because like it won't even be a credit card company. Like go and ask for discovery. Make them produce documents. You don't need a lawyer or anything. You can just go. You go file the motion yourself. You go up to the. They freak the fuck out. They're like, I went up and like asked for the document to file a motion, and they're like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm on the docket. Like I gotta go." And they're like, "What?" Like I just want to file the motion with the judge. You could represent yourself. What in the fuck? I'm way too high right now. Someone who represents himself as a fool for a client? Yeah. If I was charged with murder, I wouldn't represent myself, Flash. Oh, shit. We got a dude throwing rocks at an ice. Yeah. I believe this happened earlier, though. They've rewound their footage. Oh, you were arrested for protesting? Fuck yeah. You are a hero, friend. Oh, shit. If it's the kids wanting to drop some... Caller, you're on the trouble. What?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great.
I just wanted to say I've been watching the show for a while. Really enjoy it. You know, great streams, everything like that.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to say great streams. I like them a lot.
Thank you. Do you want a titty slap?
A titty slap?
A titty slap.
What's a titty slap?
Then you've not been watching the show, my friend.
Well, anyways, good afternoon. Am I speaking with JustinFREAKIN?
I am.
My name is Kevin. I'm calling on behalf of Google Support Security Team. How are you doing today?
Hey, Kevin, what's going on?
The reason for my call today is your systems detective an active login session on your account. The email being, I fucking hate niggers!
It was fun, man. It's more fun if you go and do like a clever bit. They ain't clever though. Am I on your stream? You definitely don't watch if you don't know what a titty slap is.
A titty slap!
Come on, now.
If I'm on your stream right now, hey, viewers of whoever the fuck just called me, I'm way more entertaining. I'm way more offensive. I say racist shit all the fucking time, but I'm clever about it. Come on over here. But I'll also tell you why it's wrong after I keep doing it, which I don't know if that makes it worse or better. I'm self-aware that I'm doing it, and I'm still a horrible fucking person. Cancel Justin. It makes it worse. Yes, that's what I thought. Makes it way worse. That's why I don't have much of an audience. But if you guys are watching me on Kick or something, I'm on Kick. Go watch my channel, JustinFREAKIN on Kick. Way more entertaining than whatever you're watching. I don't even know if they let you drop in bombs on Kick anymore. Lenny, welcome in. We got fascist fucks marching, but I don't know that this didn't happen earlier. AP says it's live, but they rewound their footage a little bit ago. We're going to go over here. This is ABC 7.
Those advocacy groups argue their case in federal court this afternoon.
It'll be their 6 o'clock news.
Unjust immigration enforcement practices here in Southern California. They argued the raids are conducted without warrants, without probable cause, without reasonable suspicion, and are based on nothing more than race. They also believe those detained need to be offered attorneys, which hasn't been happening. Attorneys for the government.
Like, come on over here, guys. We like to kick authority in the balls.
And would cost tens of millions of dollars. The government says they're not targeting based on race either, but rather appearance. Things like clothing and facial expressions.
Appearance.
The hearing, after reviewing all the motions, complaints, and paperwork submitted by both sides, the judge appears to be
How are ya?
granting those temporary.
I am very much a hoe.
We'll find out tomorrow.
We hope that the judge.
Also, we smoking some good shit over here.
Here in this community can see with their own eyes
You're smoking some of the best
that we are
God
under
ever put
attack
breath in.
here in this city, and that the federal government must be held to account, and that they are not above the law. They do not make the law. They are.
They got Fat Dave Batista behind them.
By it, and we hope that we can get a favorable.
That was mean of me once again. Fat phobic comments. Ableist language.
If issued, this ruling could.
Socialist Don, welcome in. And it makes it worse that I know what I'm doing.
Where we stopped to them, at least in the way we've seen them play out. The government in court this afternoon already talking.
You mean the reporter or the guy that was speaking behind the podium?
Sides rather with the ACLU.
You meant the guy behind the podium. And he doesn't have a beard.
Doesn't mean much other than the fact that.
Or you would have said the reporter. What am I thinking?
For both sides going into the hearing, the judge says she expects to have an official ruling on those temporary restraining orders sometime on Friday. We're live in downtown LA. Tim Caputo, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right.
Fucking fuck.
We'll stay on that story and stay with Eyewitness News for
somebody hit that earlier too. I owe you like 20 minutes,
Southern
don't I?
California. Coming up, a community in Los Angeles is honoring those detained by federal agents.
I think I could make it
updates on ABC7.com and the ABC.
I think I can slow it down, possibly.
Well, 2 wildfires broke out earlier today in the Inland Empire amid these high temperatures, but thankfully winds were not very strong. CAL FIRE says the Retchie Fire north of Moreno Valley.
We got fires out west. We got flooding in the Midwest. We in fucking New Mexico.
Fire
in North Carolina. More flooding in North Carolina. Not the flooding that happened earlier in the week.
But firefighters were able to quickly respond. The fire burned only 19 acres and is 20%.
We may not get to that tonight.
No word yet on what started either fire.
We want to check in with Dallas Raines. He's got a look at your forecast, and thankfully the temperatures are coming down, right, Dallas?
They really are, and within.
I don't know why, but I do not like this guy.
Those extreme heat warnings for our friends out in the desert areas that did hit.
I feel like he should be selling used cars in like a local, like in a small town.
The heat advisory for the
anywhere in America, just any small town. This dude is the owner of the used car lot.
Afternoon, but the onshore flow coming from the.
He's their main weather guy.
And that will happen starting tomorrow.
This motherfucker's probably making like $3 million a year.
Also on the weather heat advisory for our friends in the western San Fernando. Acton and that area, we're going to drop that at 8 o'clock. I'll see you in a few minutes with the weekend outlook.
We'll see you then, Dallas. Thank you.
New at 6, stunning new video capturing a deadly crash on the 10 freeway in the Coachella Valley.
Oh, wow.
The says it happened just before 7 o'clock this morning near Date Palm Drive exit.
Holy shit.
And swerved straight into the center divider before crashing into oncoming traffic. It all happened so fast that drivers didn't have enough time to react. The CHP says 2 people died in this crash.
We'll be right back with an update on the immigration raids underway right now in Ventura County.
That's why I'm watching. The AP is live, but they do not have commentary, so we really don't know what's going on. We watched a dude get the shit beat out of him, but we don't know who he was and what the reasoning might be. Flash has a guess. I think this is live. AP says it's live, but we watched them rewind their footage, so I don't know if they're back live now or just going through like some of the action that happened. Protesters are still facing off with ICE agents. It's 6 o'clock on the Pacific coast. As far as I know, this is live right now. I'm not sure if those are ICE agents or if those are National Guard, if those are whatever county. What county is Camarillo? It's about 50 miles northwest of LA. You see another staging site here. Protesters appear to be blocking. That looks to be National Guard. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Yeah, that was what I was assuming because of the vehicles. Those are National Guard. And this is Ventura County. Thank you, Ducky. I was thinking if it was police, it would probably be black. Yes, Jinx Flash. I've been covering the news an awfully long time. Yes, tell them off. Tell them off. ICE agents have been using like plain vehicles. Just like plain black Silverados or something. Who knows what they're going to pull up in. Or some kind of SUV. They just rent cars. Yeah, I feel like I've seen them pull up in vehicles that aren't even like SUVs or trucks. I've seen them pull up in like a Malibu. They even make Malibus anymore. This is coming to your town. Everyone, this is just a dry run for what they're getting ready to do in every major city in this country. I can't remember who it was I was listening to, and like it was a professor. They were talking about how all of our police forces are fragmented. That's why you're supposed to have local control of everything. So this can't happen in the United States. But they found a way around by using these fucking immigration laws they have. Because the Supreme Court over and over again have given them almost completely unchecked power. And that ruling that allowed them to exercise their authority. What is it? Was like in 100 miles of the border, which if you go and draw it around the country, that's like fucking every major city almost. Like Chicago is within 100 miles of the border. Minneapolis. It is almost all the population. And they are coming to your town. Atlanta is within 100 miles of the border. This is absurd. Because like a lot of our cities are even built on, ports. They're built around water. Oh, is it not in the border zone? I thought you were within 100 miles. You know what? Now that I think about it, I think that college I went to was about 100 miles, and the border was still like another maybe 40 or 50 off. So, okay, maybe Minneapolis isn't within the 100 miles of the border, but a good chunk of our metropolitan cities are. They come into your town. Why did we have to go fascist? God, it's the people with money. It's the goddamn billionaires. Oh, I thought yeah, it's like all the way around. Inevitably, I think it will lead to fascism as they try to protect their power. And to have screamed, you're exactly right, my lord. We've always lived in a fascist country, but we've progressively gotten more and more democratic since World War II, pretty much. Pre-World War, since the Great Depression. We had a strong communist movement that they snuffed out with a Red Scare. We had been in a trajectory of expanding the vote. We franchised women. We franchised everyone. Every citizen can vote. We did away with poll taxes. It was a slow march towards freedom at one point in time. Unfortunately, Eisenhower warned us of the military-industrial complex, our fucking national security apparatus is bloated, private contractors abound, money permeates everything. Backslid incredibly quickly. We took one step forward, and we've already taken 3 steps back. It's in my lifetime. But I'm not a liberal. I don't think that these scenes didn't happen under Obama. They absolutely did. I remember Standing Rock. I protested with those. There was what was the other one? The Keystone Pipeline had a pretty robust protest for a little while. The founding fathers were absolutely slave owner white supremacists that didn't intend for everyone. They thought the populace was too stupid to vote, and I mean, they kind of had a point. They weren't wrong. It's my argument. Most people are too stupid to own a gun. You gotta admit it. That statement is true. And I include myself in that. I'm not some high and mighty. That's why I don't own a gun. Smart thing to do is put like an NRA sign out in front of your yard so people think you own a gun. Ha ha. Thank you, Flash. I've told my buddy, Puzzle Bitch, I think I owe you another 10 minutes. I made that 10 minutes before I said bitch. I looked to make sure. But I think I owe another 10 minutes. Yeah, I do. My buddy Puzzle Bitch, former MP in the Marines. I love him to death. Very responsible. If he carried around me, I went and he's like, if I carried around you, you wouldn't know. But like, I usually don't. There's no need for me to carry. And I was like, yeah, that's what you're responsible about it. That's why I trust you to carry. Oh, I hate it when they have puppies. What is that puppy for? I think puppies being used for law enforcement are absolutely animal abuse. And you can't change my mind on that one. I don't remember what I used the term liberal in reference to. Oh, we were talking about like in the 90s. Yeah, people that like are usually like liberal, the Bill Clinton kind of voter, they are kind of selectively blind. They want to go back to, you know, it's the sign. I know it's a meme and everything. It is a hasty generalization, but it's true. Like if Kamala had won, we'd be having mimosas right now. And like that's the problem. I don't want drug doggos. They are not reliable and also animal abuse. Now I may not want to see a bomb doggo. Search doggos, yes, because those animals that they feel useful, they want to work. They love doing that. And it is very helpful to have search and rescue dogs. Service animals are amazing. But that's the thing with the 90s. But like I said it was a generalization, but it's also true. Like my parents, they didn't vote in the 90s. I'm like, you're wrong. Like you got to pay attention to what's going on. Because like I've been screaming about the Patriot Act and all the stuff that happened during the Bush administration. There is a difference, a generational difference. You can't tell me that growing up with actual Red Scare propaganda doesn't warp your perspective. And that's not everybody. I know that's not everybody. So you shouldn't take it personally. But there is a generational gap. I don't know if you were here the other night when I explained it, like that 20 years, that 20-year gap. Like people get stunted in their development, right? And like the boomers are kind of still living in an age that doesn't exist anymore. Like that 20, oh my God, just AP ended. They might have had just refuel. Let's go back to ABC 7 then. That 20-year, like it, in terms of like our leadership, you resemble that. It's like, I don't take it personally. We know there are cool boomers.
Chris,
this is live. We're back live here. This is Chris Christie.
You're taking a live look at Laguna Road here in Camarillo, where you can see a bit of a standoff here, a skirmish line between ICE officials and other immigration authorities facing off with protesters at the Glass House marijuana farm here in Camarillo after a major raid took place earlier this afternoon.
But I'm not using liberal wrong.
Hours ago, just wrapped up.
At least in I'm not using it in the
right there
philosophical
buses.
Classical understanding of it. No, I'm using it in the common parlance of today.
Now a major confrontation as they encounter these protesters who have showed up to protest this immigration operation. We have seen two major skirmish lines separating two sets of protesters. At times there have been smoke grenades deployed right here along Laguna Road, and
maybe this is a replay of their
arrests. As far as we can tell, you can see this is still an active situation, and again a situation we're going to continue to keep an eye on. Reporting
she was in LA last night.
Chris, thank you. Moments ago, federal agents were seen squaring off.
Yeah, this is the same news report we watched.
Video of tear gas being.
And the AP is no longer live. My apologies. I had been misled. Let's go to this 71-year-old U.S. citizen arrested by ICE. It was just a replay of earlier.
Hey, detain that lady. The latest video to send shockwaves from San Diego immigration court through the immigrant community is actually not of an immigrant, but a 71-year-old U.S. citizen named Barbara Stone.
I was surprised. It felt like an out-of-body experience.
Stone was handcuffed and held by federal agents for 8 hours on Tuesday, according to her family.
This is from the handcuffs, so I have a large bruise there. I feel mentally and psychologically traumatized.
In video of the incident, which was shared with NBC7, you see the moment tensions boiled over and an officer says Stone pushed her.
You want to push me?
Stone denies that. NBC7 made several attempts to contact ICE about the incident, but was referred to a different agency under the Department of Homeland Security, the Federal Protective Service, and we've yet to hear back. NBC7 spoke with Stone's husband, Gershon Shafir, the day his wife was detained.
She is a soft-spoken person who was here to protect innocent refugees. And she is the last person in the universe who would hit an agent or interfere with their work.
Stone was at the court to observe proceedings and how the federal agents act, which is legal and, according to Ruth Mendez of Detention Resistance, a First Amendment right.
The fear is very, very here, and the volunteers that are showing up today are now coming knowing that there might be a risk of our own detention.
No charges have been pressed against Stone, but her family says her phone was confiscated. Mendez worries there will be invisible impacts, like people deciding not to volunteer. You hear an officer in the video suggest more people could have been detained.
Clear the way. Everybody's gonna start getting detained.
The message that it sent was very clear. For us to be afraid to come back and do the work that we're doing.
But Stone, for one, is determined to go back and continue that work.
We are all immigrants. We all came from other countries. I find it surreal.
Stone says she had to ask several times for a lawyer. We're still waiting to get more information from Homeland Security. Joey Safchik, NBC7.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay.
Oh, shut up, Tom Llama.
News app, or watch live on our YouTube channel.
Samson, Progressive Squirrel, welcome in. I did not tell you guys good evening. I feel like this is still going on. I'm going to try to get us a live stream here in just a little bit. We're going to cover some other stuff. 9 million people under flood alerts in this country. It is insane.
Relentless rain leading parts of the East Coast a waterlogged mess. Overnight in North Carolina, flash floods submerged entire neighborhoods.
Look at that.
Similar scenes to the
Again, this is not what happened on Monday.
Massachusetts, where this morning's commute descended into chaos after sections of the critical I-93 interstate washed out. Some drivers rescued from nearby roads.
Oh my God, I made it.
Filling up with water all the way up to the seat inside.
Fuck yeah.
The officers that I had to climb through the window, and he gave me a piggyback.
All this while the village of Ruidoso, New Mexico is now focused on cleaning up.
Usually a piggyback ride is fun.
Hundreds of homes.
Ah, fuck.
This sped up surveillance videos showing how quickly waters rose in the store. And tonight, harrowing accounts of survival.
They were watching the water come up. They thought they were going to die. We thought they were going to die.
Jason Fulcher says a wall of water.
Well, we're all going to die.
His 7-year-old daughter and 13-year-old son were trapped inside their home.
They said that the bed was floating, and so they got on the mattress of the bed that was floating up, and they were holding on to the ceiling fan. There's only, maybe...
Oh, my God.
They were out of room, and they would have drowned.
And flooding remains a concern on the East Coast. Tonight, flood watches are impacting 9 million Americans from North Carolina to Maryland. Tom?
So many on alert tonight. All right, Aaron, we thank you for that. Now to Texas, where crews are searching mile after mile of a debris-filled river. Tonight, for the first time, we're hearing a dispatch of a volunteer firefighter who wanted to call a code red to alert residents about the flooding. So what happened? Here's Morgan Chesky.
Family comes first. This is what we're supposed to do. Nobody goes home till both of my parents are found.
Tonight in Texas, with more than 170 people still missing, searchers on a river offering little closure. Robert Brake Jr. on a mission to find his beloved mother, swept away alongside his father in Friday's deadly surge.
I would hold him and hug him, tell him I love him. Thank you for being such great parents. This is what I would tell him.
Amid questions about whether more could have been done to warn people, tonight new dispatch audio obtained by NBC Austin affiliate KXAN revealing a volunteer firefighter asked to send a code red alert at 4:22 on the morning of July 4th.
Is there any way we can send a code red out to our Hunt residents asking them to find our...
We drastically have to. I did not know. I accept climate change as a thing, and I didn't realize it was going to happen this fast. I've seen it with my own. I don't know how people older than me. It's not incredibly obvious. I grew up, we still had seasons. I didn't know it was going to happen this fast. We're in for a while. If it's this bad right now, what's it going to be in 5 years? That's why Flash thinks we need to, new space race against them. It's to beat China. If you make it xenophobic.
Around or stay home.
10-4 standby. We have to get that approved with our supervisor.
It's unclear when the first alert went out to Code Red subscribers, though the mayor says the first notification he received was at 6 a.m., 90 minutes later. Local officials have not responded to NBC News' request for comment.
It was apocalyptic.
Yeah, we set new records all the time.
Today, after her 3 daughters survived.
Once-in-a-lifetime weather events every 3 weeks.
And it got up to her shoulders.
Every 2 weeks now, it seems.
To keep her safe.
A former Mystic camper herself.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. We're just... It was a good point. I think so. We're not even in like the height of hurricane season yet. I didn't say anything. I did, I swear. All right, I'll reset it. Fuck. We're like this fall is when we're going to have tornadoes and wildfires and hurricanes like all the time. Ooh.
Miller says her daughter linked arms with girls in her cabin.
We're not at the height of fire season. We're not at the height of hurricane season.
Her daughter describing the last...
Who knows when tornadoes... It's just like all year round now.
Okay, you girls be safe. I'm going to go help Bubble in. And that's the last that they saw him.
And tonight, authorities confirming that 5 campers and 1 counselor...
Oh, you redeemed beanie time?
...from Camp Mystic. In the meantime...
My lord, can I please not do beanie? It is hot in here. It's starting to cool down now, but beanie would be really hot. Please don't make me do beanie. Please don't make me do beanie. I mean, it's like I'm feeling the air conditioner right now. It feels really good. I had a blanket on last night because, you know, at night it got down, it was cool, and the fans were really nice. And I was like, we're going to take my pants off and put a blanket on. Maynard came and got my lap, and I played Final Fantasy VI until I almost fell asleep in my recliner at like 4:30 in the morning. I'm getting close, but like I may end up like platinuming it. I may get everything. Well, back when I had a HVAC, I absolutely cranked the air conditioner, but I don't want to crank it because I don't want it to give out on me before the end of the year, before we get to the fall. I have a window unit over here. And then there's like a floor fan, like just off of the camera over here. It's like blowing, and it's kind of like blowing the cold air back at me. It feels really good, but the apartment there's big ass old windows, and they're like magnifying the sun all day. Almost cursed. They're not blackout curtains. And Curiouser offered me blackout curtains. I probably should have took them now. But also, like, the cats, they, like, open the curtains and get in the windows all the time. I'd hate to make it harder on them.
Washington confirming
Poor
President
kitties.
Trump will be visiting Kirk County tomorrow, although those details are still unclear. Tom.
Morgan Chesky for us, and we're going to pick up right there. As Morgan reported, President Trump is set to visit Texas tomorrow, and he's making new headlines about local officials' response to that flooding. In an exclusive interview with Meet the Press moderator Kristen Welker, Kristen joins me now. And Kristen, you just spoke to the president on the phone.
Oh, yeah, you get a cat. My lord, do you want something else in place of a...
Texas officials could have done more, and if there should
a beanie time
warning system. He told us that local
Can I go bald? I'll go bald.
Those people, and nobody ever saw a thing like this coming. This is a once in an every 200-year deal, he said. In retrospect, he said, after having seen this horrible event, I would imagine you'd put up alarms in some form, but he also praised
Light one up, tip one back.
for doing a great job, Tom.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live.
Shut up, Tom Llama. Oh, no, I shouldn't do it. It's no fun when it's not Lester. Maybe one day Tom Llama will reach Lester's status, but right now he hasn't reached it. That. Let's go to... You want to do New York politics? You want to talk about the mayoral race? Eric Adams already receiving calls to get his butt out of the race. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna put this one on. I'll get Smokey.
And an interesting development today in the race for mayor of New York City. Former Governor David Paterson is calling for leaders to come together to defeat Democratic nominee Zoran Mamdani. Former Governor Andrew Cuomo and incumbent Mayor Eric Adams are on the ballot as independent candidates in the November election. Paterson worries that with Adams, Cuomo, and Republican Curtis Sliwa in the race, there is now an urgent need for strategic.
They got to team up against Mamdani. Not the guy with the sexual assault charges. Not the guy that's been taking bribes. No, you got to team up to defeat Mamdani. Listen to this rot.
Unity, as he call it, so that Mamdani...
Oh, I'm sorry. I paused it so you can see Smokey. Hold on. Oh, Siwa's got a cat. That makes him kind of likable. I'll call you crazy, DJ Dub, because Curiouser was like, you need to get a bigger place so you can have more cats. I'm like, I have enough cats. I don't need any more cats. Jojo Siwa, though, I think it's kind of endearing he has the cat.
Does not become the next mayor. Eyewitness News reporter NJ Burkett is live at Gracie Mansion where he talked to Mayor Adams this afternoon. NJ.
And right, Liz, what we have here is a standoff. Mayor Adams is defiant tonight.
I'm sorry, RB.
Drop out of the race, regardless of pressure from establishment politicians, and certainly not after a phone call from Andrew Cuomo. He called you up, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
That, he believes he could win. Can you step
what did he say?
So that I could run? Think about the arrogance of that.
Mayor Adams says he told off Andrew Cuomo after the former governor urged Adams to end his independent campaign for City Hall.
He caved into the far left around bail reform, around all of these other entities, and now he's telling me that I should step aside for him. That's the highest level of arrogance I've ever witnessed.
Cuomo lost the Democratic primary last month by
this is awesome.
To Democratic Socialist Assemblyman Zoran Mamdani. In a city that is overwhelmingly Democratic, the nominee would ordinarily be expected to win the general election. But Republicans and centrist Democrats are mobilizing to stop Mamdani. Former Governor David Paterson, who endorsed Cuomo,
which is stupid,
someone should step aside rather than split the vote.
What we are really doing is calling on the candidate
Screw you, Patterson.
in the race to find a way to unite behind one of them.
Overall crime.
Why? Support the Democratic candidate.
But
blue no matter who, right?
Digits. Tonight, Cuomo's spokesman says Mamdani will win if Adams doesn't drop out. Mayor Adams did not run in the Democratic primary because he knew
I think Mamdani wins if Adams drops out.
Nothing, he said, has changed. We do not see any path to victory for Mayor Adams. But the mayor insists that's wrong. You believe there is a path to victory for you even if Cuomo runs?
Yes, I do.
Even if he campaigns?
Even if he campaigns, 9% of the voters voted. 91% have yet to speak. 2.5 million Democrats have not voted. 1 million independents have not voted. 800,000 Republicans are yet to vote.
As for his phone call with the former governor, how'd that phone call end?
Run your race, Governor.
So the phone call ended with you basically turning the tables on him and saying, no, I think you should drop out.
I've said that over and over again. Over and over again.
You both should drop out.
Do the right thing for the people of this city.
Do the right thing and support the Democratic nominee.
One candidate, so we can look at the extreme threat that we're having with Mamdani.
Can't even say his name right.
The mayor says there is no poll result that could cause him.
Sounded like he was having a stroke.
Campaign. They say he got the highest primary vote total in 36.
See, that was ableist of me.
They said
horrible. Cancel Justin, and I keep doing it.
Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
I'm sorry. Polling shows that Mamdani is leading in the race. Both of them can stay in, both of them can drop out. I don't think it matters.
November election,
But interest in the New York City mayor's race is heating up this summer. To talk more about the biggest headlines and the latest polling numbers, we welcome J.C. Polanco, assistant professor at the University of Mount St. Vincent. Good to see you, J.C. Thanks so much for talking with us today. We appreciate it. Let's talk about the latest ranked choice results.
They're adorable. I like them.
The Democratic winner got another feather in his cap this week. He officially earned the most votes of any candidate in primary history. So give us your reaction to that, and how do you think that translates to the November election?
Well, a couple of things. This is only the second time we've had ranked choice voting. So if you recall, all of the votes tally, and they add up in a big pool at the very end. So yes, Assemblyman Mamdani had the most votes in history, but that's because we have a very different election where your votes for someone else counts for you as the later rounds go out. So asterisk to that little figure in the history books. Having said that, he's a juggernaut. Look, we have never seen anything like this before. 25% of all new voters at the Democratic primary were new voters. Many credit the Assemblyman's campaign for bringing in these new young voters into the rolls to vote for him. He had 100,000
like his glasses
volunteers that hit the streets, and he was seen as a happy warrior.
You guys seem to be dissing on him.
Energy that we're still seeing now on social media, as we talk to people in the streets, as the press is covering him. He's a juggernaut. He has social media covered, excitement covered, and it's almost like a perfect storm for all of the other folks in New York City, because Democratic elected officials have to line up behind their candidate. We saw it with the Brooklyn chairwoman. We saw it with the Manhattan Democrats and powerful Chairman Keith Wright lined up. And then when you question about the Jewish issue, it's always been an issue for Assemblyman Mamdani, not condemning the term worldwide.
The Jewish issue.
Some of his past statements on Israel, BDS, for example, things that concern a lot of people in New York City, considering that we have the highest number of Jews outside of Israel. It seems as nothing is resonating. And Congressman Nadler, the chair of the Jewish
Didn't he win the Jewish vote?
And now you have future controller Mark Levine, current Manhattan Borough president, also supporting him. And the latest, many of the business journals across New York are reporting that business leaders, major CEOs, have recognized that it is likely that the Assemblyman, considering the divided opposition, is going to win in November, that they're now ready to meet with him and talk about their concerns. So it's almost as if
he's gonna win.
And the opposition hasn't figured it out, Mary. There is no way to defeat Assemblyman Mamdani with 5 other candidates running in opposition.
And he's been talked about across the country. President Trump, known for speaking his mind. Here's Woody at the same
I don't think there's any path for any of them anyway.
He's leading. He's got the Democrat nomination because that shows you where the Democrats have gone. I'll say it again. We're not going to have...
The people that would vote for JoJo Siwa aren't going to vote if there's not a JoJo Siwa in the race. Maybe they vote for Eric Adams, but I don't think they're a large enough cohort. Cuomo has shown he doesn't really have that much of a base of support. So, like, Cuomo drops out, I kind of think his voters would vote for Mamdani. I think if Adams drops out, I think Mamdani may pick up a good chunk of those votes. There could be an Adams-Siwa crossover. I could see that, JoJo said, but I don't think it's big enough. I don't think it's big enough.
If a communist gets elected to run New York, it can never be the same. But
I wouldn't doubt that we see ice all over New York before November.
Places when we have to.
How might comments like these from the president influence voter behavior, do you think?
Kiss of death, terrible. If you're in the opposition of a Democratic socialist becoming mayor of New York City, every time the president makes comments like this, comments about deporting him, comments about his looks, it just emboldens Assemblyman Mamdani and his campaign, because for every one of those comments, he gains about another 100 independent voters. So if the president does not want to see a socialist become mayor of New York City, exit stage left right about now.
That's funny.
And looking ahead, with Andrew Cuomo seeming to hold his ground.
The president has no sway in his hometown. Beautiful.
Eric Adams, any thoughts on how that
Or actually sways the opposite way.
influence the election, or what might we see in the next few weeks?
Mary, that's a great question. If you take a look at the recent polls, and we're going to see a lot of them, Mary, you're going to see them, they continue to show that Assemblyman Mamdani, although a juggernaut, exciting, and everyone is lining up behind him, has a cap, and that's around 36%.
He has a cap.
Right now. Meaning that if the opposition were to unite, in theory, that there's a chance that an opponent can defeat Assemblyman Mamdani on the issues, which is what's concerning, whether it's the socialist agenda, what rent freezes would mean for housing supply in New York. I mean, all of the issues that are...
I actually think that the cap that he's talking about is that the other cohort doesn't know Mamdani that well and may actually be won over by him the more they get to know him. That happened with Bernie.
Concerning a lot of New Yorkers.
That's why the media blacked him out.
And none of them is about to drop out of this race. So it's almost a fait accompli. It's almost like it's over. It's almost like Assemblyman Mamdani should just be measuring the drapes. Unless the 5 candidates that are currently running realize that this is just an impossibility to run on your own as an independent. Look, Mary, real quick, the last time we had an independent mayor was Mayor Bloomberg. Mayor Bloomberg was, in fact, a Republican, left the party, became an independent, and ran for re-election as an incumbent mayor. He realized that even with an unlimited amount of resources, including $300 million, that it would be an impossibility to run without a major party line. So as an independent, having left the Republican Party, asked the Republicans to support his campaign so that he can get that line. And he was able to win re-election. Consider that. And now you're telling me that you have 5 different candidates running on all these lines that are going to stop a juggernaut like Assemblyman Mamdani and seeing people lined up? I just think it's an impossibility. And it's time that somebody that knows math starts talking to them, because the math ain't mathing, Barry.
Well, it's
the math ain't mathing.
As always, thanks so much for giving us your thoughts this morning.
Chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning.
You will see Scott Steiner tomorrow night, or no, Saturday night, on Classic Wrestling at 6:05. We're going to be watching the best of Goldberg. Goldberg having his retirement match this Saturday. So if you want to relive his career, I am not a fan of Goldberg. One of my least favorite wrestlers of all time. But we're going to do it because it's his retirement. Tomorrow night. This is, if you missed it, this is going to be vacation week. The news taking a huge toll on me. So we're going to be Twitch only for the next 7 days. He hasn't wrestled in about 3 or 4 years probably. But he's having his retirement match Saturday in Atlanta, where he's from. He's still in pretty good shape. His legs seem not the best. He apparently injured himself training for this. So tomorrow night, chat music request. We might come on around 7, but for sure by 8. Saturday night, we're going to start at 6:05. The best of Goldberg, Classic Wrestling. Sunday night, we're going to watch stand-up comedy specials. I've already got a list. Oh shit, I didn't have my notes up. Oh no. It didn't save everybody. Ava Val, Bill Burr. We're going to do Carlin. If anybody else has any other suggestions. If I go back into my vault, we'll watch Mitch Hedberg. I kind of like to watch some stuff I haven't watched. I never watched that Bo Burnham special that he put out during the pandemic. I would totally watch that if you wanted to. Monday is going to be awesome. We're going to come on at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do Back to the Beginning with Farewell to Ozzy. That's the concert that took place. Was it 4th of July weekend? Yeah, I think it was like the 5th of July. I didn't do it last Monday for Live Music Monday because I wanted to have a chance to promote it if you want to watch it. Going to come on at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's like 10 hours long. It is a hell of a lineup of bands. How often are you going to see Tool and Guns N' Roses, Pantera, Metallica open for somebody? Multiple what they call super bands. Curious and I watched one of the super bands. Sammy Hagar started off as the singer. Tom Morello played pretty much the whole time. Chad Smith started off on drums. Travis Barker ended on drums. Ron Wood from the Rolling Stones came out. Steven Tyler sung a couple of songs. Papa from Ghost sung a couple of songs. And they did a good mix. They did a good mix of, like an Aerosmith classic and then a Black Sabbath song or an Ozzy song. So a lot of Ozzy Black Sabbath covers by different bands. Like pretty much all the bands did at least one, like Tool did one Black Sabbath cover in their set. So I've not watched the whole thing. It's like 10 hours long. That's what we're coming on at 2 p.m. Eastern. If you're a music nerd like me, tune in. I can't wait to watch the whole damn thing. On Tuesday, we're going to do Nick at Night. We're going to do some classic sitcoms. I Dream of Jeannie, Dick Van Dyke, Get Smart, Dragnet. What else? Maybe Mr. Ed and Green Acres. That's what Nick at Night was when I was a kid. I don't know what happened to it afterwards. Maybe some Taxi. On Wednesday, we're going to do classic summer TV specials. The main event that night is going to be the Tiny Toons, How I Spent My Summer Vacation. It was like a VHS release. It was a full-blown Tiny Toons movie. On Thursday, we're going to do Must-See TV. That was a thing that NBC did throughout it started in the 70s. I didn't know it started that long ago, but it reached its peak in the 90s with Friends, Seinfeld. I think it had ER. I'm going to have to get a hold of Matt or Ursa, who has been asking me to watch ER for fucking ever. Now's the time. We might actually watch an ER episode on Must-See TV. Frasier. Mad About You, that kind of shit. Friday night, we've done this before. We're going to do TGIF. Next Friday, it's going to be TGIF. Full House, Family Matters, Step by Step, Dinosaurs, Perfect Strangers. Oh, God, there were several other shows. I am sitting on a treasure trove of classic television, guys. You don't even fucking know the terabytes of TV shows I have over here. I've never watched the show, but I love the fucking song. That is like one of my favorite songs of all time. I could be your man in motion. Was it like Capital City or something like that? Or I was gonna say Spin City. That's not it. Oh, you're talking about the old one, Family Ties. Yeah. I think he had two different shows in the lineup. Yeah, I'm old too. That's why this is nostalgia shit. I just do it because I'm a student of classic broadcasting. That's what I went into school for. I my very first class in the broadcast, survey of broadcasting. We took the test and I aced it. I didn't study. I don't even think I went to class. I just know this shit. Ask me about Marconi and fucking RCA. When satellite radio came out, I was working for a radio station. I got it installed because, like, I love classic radio. I love talk radio. Fucking, I'm a nerd. And the main board op at the radio station I work for was like, you better not let the boss see that you've got satellite radio. And I'm like, why wouldn't I have satellite radio? That's how invested in radio I love fucking radio. It gives me infinite fucking channels of radio. I'm not as familiar with Bill Burr as I am other comedians. I watched like one of his specials. I've seen him on a gazillion things. So I'm looking forward to watching, like, we'll probably watch one of his most recent specials. I've got like Louis C.K.'s 2 most recent specials, but I don't give a shit to watch them. But if one of you guys asked for it, we'd do it. He hasn't been the same for me. Like, and I tried to give him a chance because I loved Louis C.K. Louis C.K. might have been my favorite fucking person in the world. And, like, I imitated him and shit. Like, I thought he was brilliant, but he just has not been the same since the allegations. And, like, it's also, once you become famous, it's, I don't know that I've heard of Eddie Pepitone. We'll put it on the list. I've seen Louis DJ Dub fucking have a blast. I enjoyed the set I saw. That would have been 2017, 2018. Something like that. Last time I ever smoked in my life. Never smoked cigar ever again because I threw up. I'd been drinking at the Louis C.K. show and I smoked a cigar as I was leaving. And never wanted to smoke again. Smelling smoke kind of turns my stomach. We'll also throw it on the list. I'm always down to find new people. I saw Jim Jeffries. I probably did, because, like, I'll always inhaled at least a little. I know how to smoke a cigar. I smoked fucking cigars for years. But I had been trying to quit for a couple of years at that point and had gotten to where, like, I probably hadn't smoked anything in a month or two. And it was just like, oh, I'm drinking. I want to smoke a cigar. And I always liked the, like the flavored, like, cigarillo kind of tipped shit. That was my favorite thing. Like a vanilla cigarillo. Ooh, it was so good. And listen to me talk about it right now. Oh my God. And I'd like the smell of it would make me vomit at this point in time. Which is a good thing. I needed to quit. I haven't been a smoker in, like a Black and Mild. I have had good cigars, Flash. I've had a Cuban. Whether it was like some good Cuban or not, I don't know. But like I smoke a lot, or I did, and I'm poor, so Black and Milds, vanilla, fantastic. But that was when I quit, or tried to quit smoking cigarettes. I would just have a cigar for when I felt like I wanted to smoke. And I'd smoke, 2 or 3, 4 puffs off of it, I'd put it out. And yeah, I guess like I hadn't smoked in a month or two and inhaled like I normally would. Blah! Had to pull over and vomit. Ah shit, I should have waited until after the Mamdani story to do the plugs for next week. I had one more to do. Goddamn assholes out here making racist comments about him.
Some Republicans in Congress have been hurling Islamophobic insults at Zohran Mamdani since he claimed victory in the primary for mayor on Tuesday night. A Tennessee congressman even wrote the U.S. Attorney General asking her to revoke his citizenship and deport him. Washington, D.C. Bureau reporter Kevin Fry has more in this report.
Our dreams can become reality.
Within moments of declaring victory Tuesday night, the Democrats' presumptive nominee for mayor of New York, Zoran Mamdani, became a
this is old.
Republicans in Congress.
Tuesday night.
Many attacked his affiliation with the Democratic Socialists of America, but some on the Republican right went further, zeroing in on his Muslim faith. Congresswoman Nancy Mace of South Carolina posted this picture with the caption, "After..."
Listen, she is a horrible person, but you damn right she can be my GOP mommy. Oh my God, I listened back to the call from last night. And he told me like who is like, you know, most beautiful celebrity was. And when I said, "You want to know mine?" And I said, "Iowa Senator Joni." I called her a flop. Oh my God. I cracked myself up. I do think she's attractive. I can't help it. I do think Anna Bolena Luna is attractive. And to be honest with you, you know, Angela Paxton is attractive. She's a state senator in Texas. And she could be my GOP mommy, honestly, because she's pretty good looking. She's single now, apparently.
Story with personal and political implications. State Senator Angela Paxton just filed for divorce from her husband, and it comes as Attorney General Ken Paxton is running for U.S. Senate. Anchor and Politics host Jason Wheeler
drama
with what he's learned.
Yeah, Chris, we got our first look at the filing just about an hour ago. In it, Senator Angela Paxton cites adultery as grounds for that divorce. The filing also...
Ooh. Oh, he was indicted for fraud years ago, so adultery, totally not surprising.
Actually stopped living together in their Collin County home more than a year ago. They have been married 38 years. Now, Senator Paxton put out a statement this afternoon. She said, "I believe..."
Married 38 years? Damn, girl, you looking good. Wow. Well, let me find a recent picture here. And she's single. Ooh. Yeah, they using kind of an old photo. Still, mwah. She can be my GOP mommy. New GOP mommy just dropped. We'll call her district office. I feel like that's the most local.
Thank you for calling State Senator Angela Paxton's district office. We are currently on another line or away from our desk at the moment. Please leave a detailed message and we will return your call as soon as possible. You can also contact our state office at 512-463-0108. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Hey, Senator Paxton, this is JustinFREAKIN. I'm the host of the Troll Patrol Live. It's a news politics show on YouTube and Twitch, and I just found out that you're single, and I've been in the market for a GOP mommy. Like, I'm a far leftist, I'm really radical, but I think I could learn my lesson, and you seem like the perfect woman to teach it to me. And I just found out you're single. I'm looking at your picture. They used some younger pictures of you in the news story we watched. I looked up recently. You still looking fine all these years later. So, Senator Paxton, I think you and I could be a power couple. That's probably what you want, given who you were married to. But you and I together, we can take over the state of Texas. We can go to Washington, D.C., whatever your political aspirations are, because I got the political mind and the mouth to go with it. And wait till you find out what that mouth do. Have a fantastic evening. I will talk to you soon, Senator Paxton. Oh, if you want to call me back, 917-830-4359. Have a fantastic evening. Talk to you soon. I think I did a really good job on that one. I might have a shot. Might have a shot at getting put in alligator Alcatraz. I wish I had my bandana on. I don't look as good bald, but I mean, again, she's not gonna be shocked by what she sees when she finds out I'm bald. So we were upfront about it. She's a cutie over here. Don't really like seeing her hold hands with old Kenny Boy Paxton. I've got a type, don't I? One of these days, I'm probably gonna get a knock on the door by the feds. Do you want to? I have some horrific news stories. Very interesting. Definitely the kind of things that would make the Troll Patrol. They are horrific, though. I mean, I've got several of them. I'm going to let you guys decide. Are we doing these horrific news stories? Should we? I mean, horrific. Content warning. Okay, like I've always figured that Flash was a Fed. The fact that Flash is still here indicates to me that yes, Flash is indeed a Fed. I'm still looking at pictures of Angela Paxton. I was very respectful. Ooh, she looks very good. Sitting on the floor. I like a woman with power. The sassy mouth. Well, I mean, I'm neutral on corpse fucking. I'm on record saying that. So, I mean, have at it if you want to. Nobody ever told me. Are we doing horrible news, or should we move on to something that's fun? All right. My lord, the worse the better. Okay, you asked for it. Dude beheaded his own son. Apparently did it on YouTube. I mean, anything for content, right?
He is now in hell for eternity as a traitor to his country. It is said that those who commit treason and betray others occupy the lowest pits of hell for all time.
These were the chilling words uttered by Justin Mon just moments after he fatally shot, then beheaded his own father. And
his father
head on YouTube.
Charges have been filed in a gruesome killing in Bucks County. A man was found decapitated.
The son killed the father. I got it fucked up.
Into custody 100 miles away, and they believe there was more to this murder than just a family grudge.
On January 30th, 2024, residents of Pennsylvania were shocked to learn the details of this disturbing family tragedy. A year and a half later, the adult
I didn't want to do this.
Has taken the stand in a murder trial that prosecutors described as something straight out of a horror film. Here's everything we know about the brutal beheading and the crazed conspiracy theories of the accused. On the third day of his trial in suburban Bucks County, 33-year-old Justin D. Mon coldly told the court how he fatally shot his dad, Michael Mon, age 68, in the head during a, quote, citizen's arrest. Justin was living at home with his parents in Levittown while he was looking for a job and apparently becoming...
Levittown! That is a, like, segregated, whites-only... Historically was a whites-only red line city. Exactly, my lord.
Radicalized. I unfortunately had to use deadly force, he said in his testimony, which eerily echoed what he told Philadelphia's NBC 10 in September of last year.
Well, I wasn't expecting this. I had a speech ready, but I don't have that speech on me. A lot of other people around America believe that the federal government has betrayed America. They're destroying the country, and we have to do something to take our country back.
What does killing your father have to do with that?
Well, he was a federal employee and betrayed me. I was trying to perform a citizen's arrest. He resisted that citizen's arrest. It's lawful to use deadly force in that event.
Justin testified that his dad had threatened him and tried to take away the 9mm handgun that he purchased the day before. He said he believed his father was trying to stop him from becoming a charismatic political leader like President Donald Trump. Justin painted his political beliefs as different from his parents, whom he described as being on the far left. He also explained that his dad was a martial arts expert with 2 black belts. Michael Mon was a respected civil engineer who spent 20 years with the Army Corps of Engineers. But in his seemingly emotionless 2-hour testimony, Justin said, "I would object to calling it a murder," and claimed that killing his dad was his plan B and that he knew his YouTube video would go viral. His sick video rant indeed spread like wildfire. In the nearly 15-minute speech, Justin said he needed to kill his dad to inspire others to join his movement to overthrow the government. His tirade spanned everything from immigration and the border to the war in Ukraine. True crime aficionados, including popular YouTuber Ray William Johnson, have since pored over the grisly details.
In that video, he holds up his dad's head to the camera to show everyone. And I promise you, whatever you're imagining this scene is, it's worse. I've seen the video, and it's f***ing gruesome.
A judge will soon decide the fate of Justin Mon, who faces
watch the video now.
Terrorism charges.
Definitely can't show it on stream, though. I've learned my lesson. Go to Detroit, where an employee at McDonald's apparently got mad at their coworker. I told you. I gave you all a warning. Content warning again. You asked for it. You asked for it. We could have turned off YouTube and watched Whose Line Is It Anyway or something, but no, you want to do the news. Let's take a look inside. Disturbing images inside a Detroit man's home. He's accused of child rape.
Bizarre stuff and strange smells. We're learning more about the evidence in a kidnapping and sexual assault trial in Detroit.
A man allegedly luring a woman into his home, holding her captive and attacking her. Fox 2's Brandon Hudson explains.
On day 2 of Andrew Payne's kidnapping trial, we got a closer look into how he lived. Photos taken by a Detroit police investigator appeared to show a home on East Willis in disarray. During that forensic technician's testimony, he described what he saw in Payne's bedroom, including a mattress on cinder blocks next to a gaping hole in the wall. Prosecutors also shared a photo of a chair with a large rope on the floor in the living room. The technician also talked about a bizarre smell from the back porch.
There was some walls missing, a lot of debris around the lower level.
Did anything else stand out to you about the home?
In the back of the house, the back porch had no steps to it, and there was an excessive amount of dog feces on the back porch.
Did you see a dog?
No.
Were you aware as to whether there were any animals there?
I was not.
But this is some of what we could show you. What we couldn't were the photos of the adult toys and weapons police also discovered. Prosecutors say
adult toys and weapons sounds like a party.
Lured a woman, a college friend, to his home on Detroit's east side. Prosecutors say he told her about a job at a church, but instead kidnapped and sexually assaulted her several times over the course of 2 days. Police say that when Payne briefly left the house, the woman escaped. Officers arrested Payne hours later.
I believe birthday.
Payne's friend Dominic Lane took the stand too. In addition to the unprompted birthday wish for Payne, Lane, who also knew the victim, talked about Payne's attitude while the two played video games at Lane's home. This was during the time of the alleged kidnapping.
What was his demeanor while he was at your house?
Drew. He's cool.
I don't know what that means. Can you explain that to the jury?
Normal.
In Detroit, Brandon Hudson, Fox 2 News.
That's what they all say. Just normal. I asked Curious her if she wanted to get some concentrate, and she's like, nah. She was wanting to get some joints, and they were out of them. They were out of pre-rolls. And she just ended up going and stopping and getting some cones. It is 7:10. I always forget that 7:10 is a thing. I didn't start the Troll Patrol on 7:10. Probably should have. Do I still? Yeah, I still got some horrible shit. Content warning. A Tesla driver intentionally drove into a motorcyclist.
Accused of murder after a deadly crash on a local freeway.
The CHP and prosecutors say that driver intentionally hit a motorcyclist along the 805 in Chula Vista. NBC7's Calvin Henry was in court for today's arraignment. He joins us now from Chula Vista with, Calvin, some disturbing new details and also how the victim is being remembered.
Yes, very disturbing details, and it was a somber mood in court as people sat there listening to the charges. And now the suspect is charged with murder and multiple counts of assault with a deadly weapon. Now it's important to note that he pleaded not guilty for those charges. Now I spoke with friends and family, and they say they want to remember the victim, and they want everyone to know that he was a good man, and a man that'll be missed by his community.
I couldn't stop crying, Kelvin, all day on Tuesday.
People are mourning the loss of 53-year-old Juan Uribe, who was a father, friend, and more in his community.
My legs wouldn't stop shaking, my tears wouldn't stop coming.
This began just after 8 p.m. last Monday when investigators say 22-year-old Ulysses Jimenez intentionally hit and killed Juan Uribe, who was riding his motorcycle on the 805 just north of Telegraph Canyon Road. Prosecutors say after hitting Uribe, Jimenez continued and struck a Dodge Ram pickup truck with 6 people inside, each of whom had injuries and were transported to a local hospital. During the arraignment, we learned from prosecutors that Jimenez was mad that Uribe was driving in the HOV lane. They noted that Jimenez hit Uribe so hard that he landed about 500 feet away, and Uribe's license plate was imprinted in the fender of the Tesla.
There's a guy just walking in the middle of the road.
According to eyewitnesses, Uribe, seen here, was casually walking on the highway after the crash with a handful of cash and asking for a ride.
Like his face, like he didn't seem remorseful, like running, or like he was walking as if he was walking to a grocery store.
Eventually, Jimenez was arrested and booked into jail for murder and hit and run. As Jimenez sits in jail, we asked the victim's friend what he would say if he could speak with Jimenez.
The first thing that I will say is, may the Lord have mercy.
Nathan, welcome in.
I'll be praying for you because what you did, I cannot comprehend as a human. So as a spiritual person, as the faith that I have on the Lord, I just will place his future on the Lord's hand.
Now, it's important to note that the suspect is sitting in jail right now. He's being held without bail. Now, if he's convicted on all those charges, he faces up to life in prison. Now, he'll be back in court next month. In September, I should say. Live in Chula Vista, Kelvin Henry, NBC7.
Thank you, Kelvin.
I told you all. You want another one? You want another one? This one's actually pretty based. This is what I did not get a chance to mention because of all the shit that has gone on over the last couple of days. But this, more please. Damn. This one you really like. They're still searching for one of the most wanted fugitives in Texas that apparently attacked an ICE facility last week.
There's a $35,000 reward being offered for the tip that helps the FBI arrest the man who they say triggered a public safety blue alert last night.
The FBI says former Marine Benjamin Song was part of a group of people who took part in what the government calls a planned ambush on an ICE detention center. Fox 4's Sean Rabb in studio with the latest. Sean.
Yes.
And the man the FBI is looking for may be the centerpiece to what the government calls an organized, targeted attack to draw federal officers and local law enforcement into harm's way.
It is very important that we get the public's help so that we can quickly locate and safely arrest Mr. Benjamin Song.
32-year-old Benjamin Song is the 12th person charged now in the attack on the Prairieland Federal Detention Center around 10:30 at night, 4th of July. An Alvarado police officer was shot in the neck. Song is charged with aiding terrorism, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, organized crime, and most serious, attempted murder of a federal officer. Joseph Rothrock is special agent in charge of the Dallas FBI.
Mr. Song is
that Ollie's guillotine? I love it.
4 firearms.
Never saw him
from the scene. In addition to that, we have information from a cell phone used by Mr. Song that places him in the vicinity of the attack at about the same time the attack occurs.
Other weapons recovered from vehicles, along with body armor and anti-government material Friday night. A federal complaint says a group of people dressed in black first shot off fireworks towards the detention center, sprayed graffiti on vehicles and guards, and then opening fire on unarmed guards and responding police, hitting one Alvarado officer in the neck. 10 people, men.
Somebody clip that and send it to somebody who's going to get upset about me cheering on.
This has the
violence
marks of terrorism. And what I mean by that is that not only is it coordinated, which is something that hasn't necessarily been the case before, where it may have been a lone shooter. Here you have so many people with somewhat diverse backgrounds that do not include huge criminality.
I heard he might be in Oregon. Have you tried looking there?
Assistant DA in the Public Integrity Unit and former federal prosecutor.
Who herded these folks to this point? How were they able to finance that? Because in truth, you know, ammunition, guns, and one of the things that stands out are the bullet-resistant vests that were out there. Not everybody's got those.
Benjamin Song was a U.S. Marine reservist for 5 years. His training concerning for the FBI.
Fucking hero.
To the safety of the public and to law enforcement that he represents.
Benjamin Song, now the focus of an intense search with a $35,000 reward being offered.
We know that Mr. Song has...
They're lying. They're lying. Anybody that might be watching this is thinking about narking out Mr. Song. They ain't never gonna pay that $35,000. You ain't gonna get the $35,000. They ain't never gonna pay up.
Here across DFW, we still believe he's in the area, but we've worked closely with DPS to make sure that we've shared information as far and wide as possible.
Now, if you've seen Benjamin Song or even think you might have, call 911 or 1-800-CALL-FBI. The Alvarado police officer, the chief, tells me tonight he's doing remarkably well. So much from the hospital. Chief Teddy May telling me that the hand of God was on him.
The hand of God.
Studio, thank you.
Right. I did no such thing. I know some ex-military folks, and they're good people. The military will radicalize a motherfucker. You either go like nut job right winger, and that's about Flash. Correct me if I'm wrong on my numbers. I would say it's about 65 to 70% of the people that go into the military. The other 30% go radical left wing and become anti-war hippies. I don't want to make any generalizations. Does anybody have any? Josephus, welcome in, my friend. Does anybody have any input on my numbers? You think it's a little less? It could be less. It could be 75% come out chuds. 25% come out radical leftists. But I've seen it radicalize many, many people to the left. My Lord says 50-50. I think chuds are the majority. But I could give you that maybe it's more. I think that possibly it was more from people that came from Vietnam and through the 80s that maybe have fought in Grenada or had gone to fucking Kosovo in the 90s or something. Fair enough. I live in a chud area, so that could also bias my, just observations. So Flash says it's more. My Lord says it's less. Flash, you got your calipers?
Developing tonight, a group of rookie officers is on their way out, according to the NYPD. Sources tell us they never should have been hired in the first place.
So why were they then patrolling our streets? Investigator Masa Saidi getting some answers and both sides of the story tonight.
Tonight, stunning news. Dozens of cops allegedly unfit to serve on the force and on the street. The investigation sparked after it was revealed the recruits failed their psych evaluation. Looking deeper, the sources say the department discovered they also allegedly lied during the application process. For example, failing to disclose prior license suspensions, arrests, even criminal convictions. According to the NYPD, the officers were initially told they were barred, quote, receiving final notices of disqualification, yet somehow they were still hired. Here's former NYPD Lieutenant Darren Porcher.
If the allegations are investigated
and they're deemed to be credible or quote-unquote true, then these individuals should not be police officers.
An NYPD spokesperson says the department was not legally allowed to hire these individuals and was forced to inform them they could no longer continue. But the police officers union pushing back. Quote, these police officers aren't responsible for the NYPD's broken hiring process. The PBA president saying, quote, as far as they knew, they were qualified to be officers because the NYPD hired and trained them.
Another great question regarding the hiring process. Are drug tests still required?
Absolutely, guys. This all happening in the midst of a mass exodus at the department. Data shows in 2023, hundreds more officers left the force than joined. In response, this year, the police commissioner reduced the number of college credits required to become a cop.
In 2023, this requirement led to the disqualification of 29% of NYPD applicants, meaning we turned away 2,275 potential officers. We can't afford to do that any longer.
Oh my God.
31 officers are involved here, according to police sources. They've been on the job less than 2 years. They were part of the 2024 and 2025 class, we're told. In the next 24 hours, these officers either have to resign or they will be fired. Again, the union is pushing back against that. Coming up at 6, we're looking at what happens with the arrests that have already been made by these officers since it's being claimed that they're not trustworthy.
Wow.
Sides there in your report. Who then is responsible for this?
So the person in charge of the unit that's in charge of hiring has been transferred out, according to sources, and they are facing disciplinary charges. That's all we know at this hour. But again, we'll be back at 6 with any new information that we learn.
All right, Masa, thank you for that.
We're gonna jump back to politics for just a little bit because I got a couple of stories that I want to cover, and like they won't be relevant by the time we come back from our vacation week. Once again, we're going to be on Twitch only all next week, doing stuff that is not news, doing fun stuff that is not news. I'm going to turn the news off. If something really big happens, I'll come on, we'll do Troll Patrol. But hopefully everybody on vacation next week. Politicians on vacation. We ain't gonna have anything major happen, but you never know what Trump's gonna do. Femvox, welcome in. Oh yeah, if he passes, I'll definitely have to cover it. I guess this is a good time for me to go ahead and plug what we're gonna do next week. I won't take that long. Tomorrow night, chat music request. Saturday, 6:05 Eastern. It's the best of Goldberg's retirement match coming up on Saturday. So we're gonna I hate him. He's my least favorite wrestler. But I like all the people he wrestles, so it's gonna be fun. Sunday night we got stand-up comedy specials coming at you. Monday, it's back to the beginning, a farewell to Ozzy Osbourne. It's like a 10-hour concert. Starts at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna watch the whole damn thing. An insane lineup. Tuesday night, we're going to do Nick at Night, classic TV sitcoms, Dick Van Dyke, I Dream of Jeannie, Get Smart, Dragnet, I Love Lucy, shit like that. Wednesday night, classic summer TV specials. What I mean, like the main event that night, Tiny Toons, How I Spent My Summer Vacation. Thursday night, we're going to do must-see TV. That was a thing on NBC from the 70s. I think it lasted into the 2000s. Classic television sitcoms like Seinfeld, Frasier, Mad About You. I think Cheers was on there. A whole bunch of classic NBC sitcoms came on Thursday nights. So we're going to watch it Thursday night. We're going to come on 6 or 7. The next Friday, we're going to do TGIF. Family Matters, Full House, Perfect Strangers, Step by Step. Light one up, tip one back. But that's only on Twitch. YouTube people, if you wanna come watch classic TV with us, you gotta come over to Twitch. The margin in the House has narrowed.
For the second time in less than a month, a Republican lawmaker is leaving Congress, shrinking the GOP's already slim majority. Four-term Congressman Mark Green of Tennessee posted his farewell on X. He says he'll step down in 2 weeks, dropping the Republican advantage to just 219 to 212, with 3 seats in blue districts currently vacant. Green says he's returning to the private sector.
I now go back into the private sector to start my own company. And while I cannot give the details here, I will be doing something specifically designed to help America compete against the CCP.
The CCP refers to the Chinese Communist Party. A special election will be held in Tennessee to fill Green's seat. Just last week, another Republican, Don Bacon of Nebraska, announced he won't seek a 6th term. Bacon has represented Nebraska's so-called Blue Dot District since 2017, a swing seat and district that backed Democrats Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and Barack Obama in recent presidential races. Those departures come as Republicans face increasing pressure to hold their majority. President Trump's big, beautiful bill passed the House by just 4 votes last week, 218 to 214, a sign of how tight every vote has become. For more unbiased updates, download.
There is an opening. We can take over the government. We can get it back. But it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to be an uphill slog, and all of fucking everything is against us. Things are shifting. Can I get a longer version of this? I hope they show the whole thing here. We're going to Pemberton, New Jersey, where the mayor walked out of a meeting after they called for him to resign.
On other news tonight, the South Jersey mayor walks out of a meeting after a community members called for him to step down.
He's got to go. Okay?
Last night, video from the Pemberton Township Council meeting shows Mayor Jack Tompkins leaving after a resident called for him to resign. The meeting was specially held to discuss and take possible action to censure the mayor. We spoke with the council president.
What'd he do?
This stems from incidents of mayoral misconduct.
Ever since the mayor came into office, we've had problems here in the township with him. His misconduct, sexual harassment, sexual discrimination, creating a toxic work environment, retaliatory actions against employees who speak up. We are currently up to 8 lawsuits against the mayor.
And we have reached out to the mayor's office. We have yet to hear back.
Okay, we got good news coming out of LA. I don't know if everybody was rescued. Carla, did I tell you good evening? Sports cards, my friend. A tunnel collapse in Wilmington trapped 31 workers.
New developments in that miracle rescue in Wilmington. 31 workers made it out alive after a tunnel collapsed last night. News Chopper 4 captured the rescue as it was going on from above, showing the crews pulling workers to safety in those big yellow pods. NBC4's Karma Dickerson live in Wilmington right now. Continue our coverage on the investigation here. Karma.
Yes, we're just outside of the work site that led to the tunnel, which collapsed. Now, behind those gates underground for about 7 miles is that massive tunnel that was eventually heading out to the ocean. Work has stopped on that at this point. As you can imagine, they're making sure that they get answers before they let anyone back down there.
Everyone has been accounted for.
In the light of day, people at the Wilmington area tunnel collapse are still thanking their lucky stars.
It wasn't long before we found out that everyone was accounted for, and I was grateful for that.
Extremely fortunate and extremely grateful because we have 31 living men.
The men were working underground in an 18-foot wide tunnel, part of an LA County project to upgrade wastewater infrastructure. At about 7:45 last night, the tunnel partially collapsed. These are some videos from the Clearwater Project website showing the tunneling equipment and the project. The collapse still left about a 3-foot space where the men were able to save themselves before first responders intervened. They had to trek back about 5 miles to get to the tunnel entrance.
I love him, and I'm so glad that he's okay. And I'm not going to take another day for granted.
Loved ones of the workers got the answers they were hoping for after waiting outside of the work site at Figueroa and Lomita last night.
I mean, even though it seemed like an eternity, it was quick.
But answers as to what went wrong may not come as quickly.
We need to do a number of assessments regarding the overall tunnel's structural integrity, safety, engineering issues of any kind, and make sure all safety measures, protocols, and requirements are met before anything else happens inside the tunnel.
Though the Clearwater Project is an LA County initiative, it's operated by a company called Flatiron Dragados, based in Spain. The company issuing a statement saying in part, "We also want to recognize the professionalism of our highly skilled employees who knew exactly what to do in this situation. Work at the project has been suspended while we investigate this incident." And that Spanish company actually is going to be sending representatives, according to LA County, to come out to the site, experts that are going to take a look at what happened here, try to get to the bottom of things. Reporting live, I'm Carmen Dickerson, NBC4 News.
All right.
Kind of sounded like she said NBC porn news. I'd watch porn news. I've thought about doing a version of the Troll Patrol on Pornhub. What is wrong with me? Today is a very special birthday. This is Moo Ding. Moo Ding's first birthday. We're having a birthday party for Moo Ding. I assume that's Moo Ding on the right there, and then that's the mama. I'd still want to pet him. Even though they could break my arm like a dry twig. Getting a amazing meal. I assume that like hippos love that kind of shit. That's like a steak dinner for them, isn't it? Or do they actually like steak? Give them a steak. Or are they omnivores? They only eat grass. That's why I was like, they seem like a kind of animal that would eat humans. They're just gonna chew you up and spit you out. Hey, Smokey. Can you blame them? Aw. Smokey got down. Do I need to stick around for a few minutes before Dave comes on? Is he already on? A few minutes? Oh shit. Or does he not come on until midnight? I don't even know anymore. It's Thursday night, right? Silent, did I tell you good evening? Diddy's baby. I did not know that apparently somebody had bottles of baby oil that they squirted in the air after he got off on the most serious charge.